Micho, we have 19 armor passives in the game right now. We have a 20th one coming with the Dust Devils War Bond real soon. Okay, so I think for these people, we should rank the top 10 and then also tell them how we're going to improve the bottom 10.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones, but there's a lot of bad ones. And I think going over what we think can improve the bad ones will just be beneficial to all. And on top of that, I'm really interested to know what everybody else thinks. We have our improvements, we have our critiques, we have our favorites. But I'm sure you guys are bound to have even more beneficial information for us. So share, my brothers. We want to hear what you think.
All right, Micho, number 10, we're in here with a brand new armor passive, the Feet First from the ODST War Bond. This one is giving you 50% quieter move speed. It is also giving you a 30% range on your point of interest, and the last perk is immunity to leg damage.
The immunity to leg damage is probably the best thing about this, just because as we've experienced, you can couple that with the warp pack. And as you know, if you use the warp pack a little too much, you can break your legs and you can mess yourself up. But with this armor, your legs don't do that. So you can just kind of do it a second time in rapid succession, which makes it super useful. Great for the warp pack.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the 50% quiet move speed is nothing to frown upon. It's actually very useful. It's not going to completely make you stealth, but
it's cool. 50% quieter move speed is okay, but I think that makes sense more for the scout armor, but we can talk about that later.
I just don't have a lot to say with this. I mean, this is number 10. Why it's better than the bottom 10, in my opinion, is the leg immunity. That is such a huge feature because, I mean, using the warp pack, obviously, there's a direct benefit. Not using the warp pack, you still get a lot of leg injuries, and it can really slow you down and lead to your death. So avoiding that is huge in this game. Okay, but what about the point of interest? Like, do you see any benefit in finding your points of interest faster?
I mean, maybe if you're going sample hunting or something like that, but it's not going to be my first. That's not the reason why I'm bringing that armor. If I'm bringing this armor, it's because I want to cheese the warp pack, and that's it. And that's why it's number 10. And that's why it's better than the bottom 10.
Number 9, Micho, this is one of your favorites, the Peak Physique.
Oh, dude. I love it. I love that it's number 9. It works well. It's 100% melee damage, and then I also think it improves your weapon sway, right? Something like that.
Yeah, your weapon handling.
I love this. I love this particularly for bugs. I don't find myself using it too much for the bots or the Illuminate. But for bugs, if you guys are just in the mood to just swing a melee weapon and do some serious damage against these dirty little critters, I think it's so much fun. It's so worth it. You pair it with any of the melee weapons. You take this armor and you couple it with the ballistic shield, and you just feel like a mighty Spartan warrior. You're just slaying enemies in front of you. You're doing immense damage, and it's just a lot of fun. If you like melee.
Yeah, I think like if you want to dedicate to melee, this is 100% the armor you're going to bring. But don't discount the fact that your weapon handling is improved with this armor, because with guns like the heavy machine gun, it is huge to be able to control that effectively. The reason this deserves a number 9 spot is because it opens up that melee playstyle, unlike any other armor in the game.
Absolutely. It's a good armor to take if your purpose is to, 1, enjoy melee, and 2, just take down swarms and hordes of enemies, particularly like the hunters and the brood commanders, any of the smaller chaffy insects. It's just a ball, because not only do you have 100% melee, but with that assistance with your handling, you bringing a heavy machine gun or a machine gun or anything that just has a heavy amount of recoil, it's just going to feel better.
Number 8, we're going to talk about the unflinching armor passive. This is going to give you 3 pretty nice perks. Higher armor rating, which is nice. You can kind of bump up a weight class. It's like half of a weight class, not a full weight class up. You get the map ping, so when you ping on a map, it'll kind of like do this beacon that will reveal enemies in the area, similar to the scout armor, which we'll talk about later. But most importantly, it prevents flinching. So flinching is like when you get hit, it kind of like stutters your gun, or so you can't quite aim where you're trying to. This is a phenomenal armor.
It's great, especially if you're just not looking to be ragdolled as much or sway when you're trying to shoot, or even melee. You just feel like a little bit more in control. You're more grounded.
Yeah, I think you really use this armor. To me, this armor shines against bugs because the unflinching, and that's really why you're going to want to use this, because you're not going to want to be like staggered by hunters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The map ping is not that useful. It's fun, it's cool, you can use it if that's your playstyle, but it's just not my thing. I really think that the higher armor rating and the not flinching like carry this armor.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Give it a try, brothers.
All right, so now we're getting into some interesting stuff. Micho, number 7. Democracy Protects. And this is one you said you don't use, but we both agreed was still pretty good.
No, it's damn good. Do I find myself using it? No. But there's a lot of others that do, and it's very beneficial. Why don't you tell everybody why?
Yeah, so the main perk that this has is 50% chance to not receive lethal damage. So if you would die half of the time, you don't.
That's pretty cool. Pretty useful.
The other thing is it prevents all bleeding from chest hemorrhages.
Which is a plus. Who wants to bleed out of their chest? Who wants to hemorrhage blood from their chest? Not I, said the clown.
I'm going to be honest, I don't pay that close of attention to like when my chest is hemorrhaging, especially when I'm using this armor. But I will say the 50% like, hey, I'm still here kind of thing is very useful.
Well, yeah, dude, not dying is really sweet when you think about it.
All right, Micho, number 6, we have the Fortified Passive. This one is going to give you 30% recoil while crouch and prone and 50% explosive resistance.
Dude, I use this armor a lot, especially against the bots. There's moments in time where I think myself and Pharaoh, we've experienced this. You're just getting bombarded by the bots. You're just getting shot to shit by anything and everything, getting ragdolled, and you're still alive. You still, as long as you're prone and you have your wits about you and some stimmies perhaps, this increases your longevity to just not die a horrible death by explosions. It's very useful if you're going against bots, maybe even Illuminate, but definitely bots.
Well, don't forget that the Bile Spewers and the Bile Titans vomit counts as explosives.
Do they really?
Yeah, so it's very helpful in that regard too.
Never mind, dude. We're all learning things together here. That's sick.
Yeah, so it's like, it has its applications. I do agree that on the other two, it's probably more frequent, unless you are on a Bile Spewer planet. But yeah, man, 50% explosive resistance. I mean, let's not discount the fact that it works against your own explosives too. You know, if you're
That's true.
The Eruptor, or just you have a new teammate who's getting a little close with their stratagems, like, you're chilling.
That's actually well said. No, this armor has earned its spot as number 6. I use it frequently. I think it's beautiful. I think all you new divers out there, if you don't like to be ragdolled by explosions and die horrible deaths, give it a shot. Try it on.
All right, Micho, number 5, in a very, very similar vein, we have the Ballistic Padding Armor. This is going to have 25% resistance to chest damage, 25% resistance to explosive damage, and... Oh, there it is. And resistance to all bleeding from the chest, similar to the Democracy Protects. So this is kind of like the blend between Democracy Protects and Fortified, in a way. It kind of gives you a little bit of both.
A little hybrid, if you will.
I think that hybrid, like, overall makes a very excellent, like, survivability kind of armor. Like, if you need survivability, it's one of those 3 that we just talked about, and this one, in my opinion, is the pinnacle of it. You get everything you need.
Yeah, dude, when it first debuted, I tried it on for size against the Illuminate. And there were so many times when I know in my heart I should have been dead. Like, okay, that should have killed me. I should be eviscerated. But I wasn't. This armor does a great job, like the one prior, to just keeping you alive.
All right, Micho, we're almost there. Number 4, the Medkit Armor. I don't use this one as much, but it has 2 very, very, very valuable passives. First one is 2 extra stimmies. Stimmies are good.
Stimmies are good. We like drugs.
We love drugs.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is 2-second stim duration.
I used this armor a lot when I was starting out, when I was a newbie, and, you know, it just helps to have extra stimmies. It really does. The fact that the duration is another 2 seconds on top of that. If you couple it with what's that booster when you stick yourself and everything's all yellow because you're having a nice fever dream full of drugs?
Experimental infusion.
Yeah, dude. What a combo. What a combo. If you want to stay alive, this is your shit. If you want to stay alive and you like stuffing yourself with narcotics, this armor is for you.
Yeah, 100%. I think that this armor In a way, yes, it's a survivability armor. It's going to allow you to survive a little bit longer. But I think more importantly, what this armor does is allows you to be away from your team for longer because you're less reliant on needing a resupply for stims. You know, you can, one, your stims last longer so they're more effective, and two, you have more of them. So if you need to venture off to get like these side POIs and stuff, you can count on surviving and making it there. Or if you're like me, tell me if you do this, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I sprint everywhere I go, and then as soon as I run out of stamina, I bump a stimmy and keep sprinting.
Oh, so you're popping stimmies when your health is still high.
Dude, full health, no stamina, stimmies, and go.
Brother, you're addicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to go to a meeting.
I don't recommend this. I don't do that, but it's fun. All right, number 3, Micho, the Engineer Armor. This is one of my favorite ones. First and foremost, it's going to give you 2 extra throwables. It's also going to give you 30% recoil while crouching or prone.
Who doesn't like more nades, brother? You give me 2 extra thermites against the buggies? No problem. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think that's peak. That makes this armor incredible. You know, having 2 extra thermites to take out chargers, to take out basically anything on any faction. It's incredible to have grenades. They're so useful. I like bringing them on bugs because, like, I don't mind throwing a thermite in a bug hole, you know?
Yeah.
If I have 2 extra.
Shit, you can take down a Bile Titan with all those, you know? You can pretty much, if you're on bugs and you have 5 thermites, the world is yours. You're going to conquer.
Yeah, easily. And there's not a bug hole that won't be closed.
Correct.
I think that also, I mean, we kind of talked about this with the other armors, but the crouching recoil reduction is also very good. Like, you know, sometimes you can hunker down in spots and just like blast out your machine gun. And the fact that, you know, you can keep steady fire and just hit all your shots without worry is huge because it's the difference between life and death, really.
No, it's great. 2 beautiful, beautiful beneficials to this armor.
Number 2, Micho, we have the Reinforced Epaulets. That's going to give you 3 huge perks. First one, 30% reload chance on primary weapons, 50% chance to avoid limb injury, and 50% melee damage.
I use this all the time. Particularly, I use this against the Illuminate because I will pair it with, like, when I go against the Illuminate, I bring a melee weapon. You know, it's really just to counteract the Voteless. And with that buff in melee damage, it helps so much. It's just enough against the Illuminate to wipe out the Voteless so then you can focus on taking down Overseers and Harvesters with your little Eruptor or any other things that you're using. It's a very good armor piece.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I bring it with the Illuminate as well because the sword against the Illuminate is just super fun to take out Voteless. And the extra 50% damage, it's like, okay, I'm not a dedicated melee class, but I can do enough to be, like, effective with it. But really, I'm there, dude, for the 30% reload, because even, like, with a rounds reload weapon, like the Deadeye or the Cookout, dude.
It makes a difference, man. When you need to reload quicker, reloading quicker in this game is just, it's the bee's knees. It feels good. Feels good in my pants.
All right, Micho, number 1. I'm pretty sure you could have seen this coming. We're going to talk about the Siege Ready Armor.
God bless this piece of Super Earth tech. Thank you, Pop Arrowhead.
So, similar to the Reinforced Epaulets, you're getting the 30% reload on primary weapons. But, big but here, you're also going to get 20% ammo capacity for all non-backpack weapons.
Dude, it's so helpful. It's just the best. I use this armor 8 out of 10 times, quite frankly. Just pairing it with any of the assault rifle primaries, the machine gun, the stalwart. You just feel like you can shoot for ages. And then you can reload quick on top of that. It's beautiful. Use it, love it, cherish it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, you know, you can use it on a gun that doesn't have a lot of ammo capacity, like, let's say, the Reprimand or the heavy machine gun. Or you can use it on a gun that has plenty of ammo capacity, like any of the assault rifles or the Stalwart, and it still, like, feels impactful and it feels good, and you're still getting that reload speed on your primary, so, like, you're kind of just an unstoppable gunner.
Without a doubt, the best armor in the game. I will die on that hill. I'm curious to know what other people think about this armor, if they use as much as we do. because without a doubt, it shines at the number one spot. I think everybody should give it a whirl, give it a spin.
So tell me this, why is it better than reinforced epaulets?
Because of the extra ammo capacity. The fact that I can just shoot my gun longer and then reload it quicker on top of that, bro, it's the best thing in this game. I can't see something else giving me more of a reason to use it than this.
Okay, so I think it's a bit more nuanced than that. I agree with you. Yeah, shooting more, shooting better sounds good. The nuanced answer that I'll give you for the person who wants it is the reason it's better than reinforced epaulets is because reinforced epaulets is going to give you more survivability, but that's a skill issue. If you're able to survive without needing the extra tankiness, then you're better off with additional ammo capacity with the contingency that you're not also bringing a melee weapon.
Yeah, for sure. Your offensive capabilities are just going to skyrocket with this armor. If you're just an aggressive player and you want to be able to shoot stuff for longer, this armor's for you.
So, Micho, we've gone through 10 armor passives, and there are people right now that are pissed at us because we didn't include their favorite one.
Uh-huh.
And here's the thing. Not only did we not include them because they're not the top 10, but we're also going to improve your favorite armor passive for you. And I think that they're pretty happy with all of our improvements.
I think they will be, man. Because let's face it, these next ones are just not that great. We don't use them ever, and there's a reason for that. But if we can put these improvements in, if we can get a little update to these armor passives, well then, by golly, I'll use them all the time.
Okay, so I want to talk about 3 of them kind of together. And these are, I'm going to refer to them as the elemental resistance ones. You have the inflammable, the advanced filtration, and the electrical conduit. And we can talk about them individually, but they all suffer, in my opinion, from one fatal issue. These armors are most efficient when your teammates are using the element that they're resistant to. So like your teammates using fire, okay, it'll help you survive. That's kind of like this skill issue thing again in my book. It's like, okay, well, why am I protecting myself against friendly fire? Just don't play with someone who's going to burn you, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it's a little more nuanced when you talk about them individually. So fire has kind of this application in that, you know, fire sticks on the ground. So it allows you to kind of play in that fire. But also we have fire bots to go up against. And against fire bots, this armor is good.
Okay, first of all, this shit's called inflammable, right? Doesn't that mean easily set on fire? Why do we want to be easily set on fire? We shouldn't be able to be set on fire. That's the whole thing. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, with this armor 100% should be non-flammable. I think that would be a huge benefit to this armor is, you, like you said, you don't get set on fire, but you still take fire damage. That's going to allow you to, you know, throw grenades on the ground and play in your fire a little bit. So allow you to get hit by the flame bots a little more, still take damage, but not die. You're a firefighter, man. Let me be that. Similar vein, advanced filtration. Advanced filtration gives you resistance to gas damage, and I think, and we disagree here, and that's fine, I think it should give you 100% immunity to your own gas. And did you say all gas?
Brother, you're wearing protective gear. You're wearing a helmet. You're wearing a gas mask. This is an armor passive that you should not, in my opinion, you shouldn't take damage from any gas at all. It doesn't make sense. Your gas is no different from my gas. It doesn't make any sense. So I would use this. First of all, I don't use this armor at all because I think it's pure dog shit. Let me just say that. I would use it. However, I would be more incentivized to use it if I can just play around in this poisonous fog and not take any damage whatsoever. If I can throw grenades, if I can throw a gas strike, if you throw a gas strike, if you throw gas grenades, I should be able to just sit in that because I have a fucking ventilation system. I'm wearing a gas mask. Why am I taking any damage? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this is an armor that I think would probably be better as a booster that's like, hey, your team can't take gas damage. But as an armor, I think it should be 100% your own gas. And the only reason I leave the contingency for you can still take damage for enemy gas is to give them design space to add gas enemies to the game and not have an armor that's like, yeah, shut that off, you know?
Makes sense.
All right, electrical conduit. This one pisses me off because
it doesn't serve a purpose, bro.
I don't like it because there's no benefit to yourself. If you're using arc weapons, you're not hitting yourself. So my suggestion to improving this armor, the arc lightning that you're using would arc to a teammate and kill them. Instead, it arcs back to you. And you'll take damage, but it won't hit your teammate.
It just makes more sense to use.
It makes way more sense to use. I don't know how they program that, but whatever. And then, Micho, these two I kind of want to include in the same discussion. So the Desert Stormer and the Acclimated, they're basically the same. They give you, we're assuming that the Desert Stormer is going to give you 50% resistance, like the Acclimated. The only way to make these armors better is to make enemies that have all element types, or multiple element types. Otherwise, there's no reason for you to have all of them.
These armors are just, I'm never going to pick these up. Guys, maybe you disagree. Who uses these fucking things? These armors are purposeless.
All right, Micho, Scout Armor.
I really like the idea of Scout Armor, but I think it can be improved by a few ways. One, the silent footstep thing from the latest ODST armor, that should be a part of the Scout Armor. Like, that just makes more sense to me. Like, you should have quieter footsteps if you're a scout. So that's one thing. The second thing would be really cool. A little like active camo action. Like, say you are not moving for like 3 seconds or something, then like you get some type of active camo, and then you're truly like a scout, and you can traverse enemy lines with not only being quieter, but having a little cloaking technology. I know Super Earth's got that tech. Hook us up. Make it true Scout Armor. Right now, it's like, whatever. Oh, I can ping the map. Nice. Thanks a lot. The 30% range reduction is sick. It's fine, but it's not enough.
All right, Micho, what about the servo-assisted armor?
Never use this shit. Okay, you can throw longer. That's great, and you prevent limb health or limb damage or whatever the fuck. It's fine, but like, why would I use this armor over any of the other ones? It just, no thanks.
So how would you improve it?
I don't know. How would you improve it?
I would improve this one by giving you some kind of stamina reduction. So like running reduces stamina less. Like you have like servo limbs. Let those be useful.
That's well said. Just let the stamina run out just a little slower. That'd be nice. I got fucking prosthetic limbs, for God's sake.
All right, the Adreno Defibrillator armor. This one's really cool. You get the 2-second stim duration, which is awesome. It just doesn't, it feels like this armor is good enough to like, I can hit one more button, or I can kind of get a little bit of a rampage, but if you keep getting hit, you're not going to survive. So my recommendation's a little crazy, but I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think that when you have been resuscitated, it should allow you to get a kill and extend the stim duration. So basically what I'm thinking is you die, you're in resuscitated state, you pop a stim, and then you go on a rampage and you're constantly just getting healed by your stim for the more kills you get. And it kind of has this like bloodlust.
Yeah, like a berserker.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, you're going to fizzle out eventually, but if you keep killing, you can just stay alive for a little longer. Yeah, bro, it's kind of chaotic. I like it. It's just bloodlust until you eventually die a horrible death, but at least you took a bunch of those fuckers with you, right?
The Gunslinger perk, I think it almost made it into our top 10, but the reason it didn't is because it doesn't affect any one gun enough to, like, in my opinion, justify a full side art loadout. And I think the way that you could improve that is just automatically give me extra ammo capacity with my sidearm.
If I have a Senator and it just has more of an ammunition capacity in some way, shape, or form, even though it's technically like a 6 or 7 shooter, who cares? If I just get magic bullets for any of the sidearms, it would feel better. In the same vein, like the Siege Ready, and you just get larger ammunition capacity. If I could have something like that for sidearms, then I would be incentivized to use them more. But right now, like, okay, I can. It's quick draw, and I can pull it out faster, and like the reloads are like a smidge quicker. Okay, but not enough for me to pick that armor. I'm not using that shit.
All right, Micho, integrated explosives. We disagree about this armor. I think it's the worst in the game. You talk about it.
Yeah, dude. All right. I do not think it's the worst in the game. I think it's a lot of fun. 1, you get 2 more grenades, right? So a total of 5. You can go out in a blaze of glory. I like it. This armor's just fun. There's a fun factor to this armor because you can take out a legion of enemies in front of you, die a noble death, and then take a bunch of these bastards with you. And the explosion radius is really nice. So the armor's just fun to use, and you get more grenades. And dare I say it, it's kind of drippy. Looks good. I wear this armor a lot. I kind of like it. But you think it should be improved with what, a dead man switch? Is that your critique? And what's that for all the people out there? Because I didn't know what a dead man switch was.
Okay, a dead man switch is basically like a button that you press, and when you let go of the button, the bomb goes off. And the reason it's called dead man switch is because if you kill me, my thumb comes off the button and the bomb blows up. And what I think, originally I thought this as like a Hellbomb specific armor because it came out with the Hellbomb in the same Warbomb. And so what I was thinking was originally like, okay, if you're wearing this armor and you have a Hellbomb on you, it's like 2 checks that you have to hit. The Hellbomb will auto detonate on your death. So not only do you get your little explosion, but you get this huge Hellbomb. But I want to take it a bit further because I didn't appreciate the fact that you get 2 additional grenades. I think any explosive on your body should ignite when you die.
Cool, dude. So you just want bigger booms. The booms that it's giving you right now, it's just not enough. You just want bigger explosions.
Yes, dude. All right, last one, Micho, and then we can let these people go. Extra padding. I don't think there's any way to improve this armor. I think it's bad game design. I don't think it belongs in the game. That's probably controversial, but that's how I feel.
I mean, why bring it? All I get is extra armor padding. Why? There's just so many more incentives to use other armors. Strike this, or put something else with it, but we don't need it. Nobody's using this shit.
The idea is that, okay, you can have tankier armor, but have the speed boost of the lower armor, but just give me armor with a speed boost.
Yeah, it's not enough.
All right, guys, let us know down below. Do you disagree with our list? Do you like our improvements? Would you improve any other armors?
And lastly, gentlemen, we have a large growing faction. We have a brotherhood. We have a chapter in the Helldivers community. Please join our Discord. If you're a new player, come play with us. We have a dedicated, seasoned list of veterans that just want to talk about this game, teach people about this game, and most of all, play together. So come join.
Dumb decisions.